Hello students, in this video we continue our discussion on cache memory. So in previous video you have seen how the cache is organized. Cache is a small memory. It is also directly connected to CPU as main memory and it is very fast and small. Then we discussed that when we transfer some data from main memory to cache memory, then we need some address mapping. That means that at what address of main memory uh, is converted into what address of cache memory. So there are three type of address mapping: associative mapping, direct mapping, and set associative mapping. We will take these two, associative mapping, direct mapping, in this video, and we'll discuss in upcoming video the set associative mapping. So first I take associative mapping. So what we are doing, we are designing a cache memory which is smaller, and we want to address map. That means if I transfer some data of main memory in cache memory, then I must know somehow that at what location of cache what data of main memory is stored. That is what mapping is. So in associative mapping, the cache memory is implemented using an associative memory. Associative memory you have already studied that it is content addressable memory. There is no address of associative memory itself. So what we do, say I have a main memory of 32k multiplied by 12 bits. That means data length is 12-bit, and there are 32 such data words. 32k. So 32k becomes 2 to the power 15. So main memory address will be of 15 bits, and data length will be 12-bit. So what I do, I store the address as well as data in the associative memory, because associative memory has no addresses. All thing is treated as data. So address also goes as part of data of associative memory, and this data of main memory is also here. So this complete 15 plus 12, 27 length word is there to store in associative memory, which is working as cache memory. So cache implemented by content addressable memory or associative memory, word length will be, in this example, will be 27 bits. So what will happen now, whenever CPU will demand something from main memory, it will give a 15-bit address. So we will load that address in argument register of associative memory, and that address will be matched, and if matched, then 12-bit of data will be provided to the CPU. So in this way the cache is implemented using associative memory. Here the octal digits are used. So this each bit or each digit is showing you 3 bits binary. So this is 5, that means 15 bits binary, and this is representing 4 digits of octal, that means 12 bits of binary. So I read here, the associative memory stores both address and content data of memory word. Memory word means main memory's word. This permits any location in cache to store any word from main memory, because associative implementation don't have any address of itself. So you can store any word of main memory to any location of cache memory if it is implemented using associative memory. CPU address of 15-bit is placed in the argument register, and the associative memory is searched for matching address. If address is found, the corresponding bits are sent to the CPU. So it is done in this way. Here you storing address as well as data of main memory. Argument register, you will load the address which is demanded by CPU, and if it is matched, you will transfer this data to CPU. Now, if what happens if there is a mismatch or data is not found in cache, then we complete address and data pair will be transferred to the cache memory from main memory. Now, if the cache is full, then what to do? We will displace some earlier stored address data pair. So how that displacement is done? that displacement is done according to some replacement algorithm. So replacement algorithm means that if I want to store something in cache and cache is full, I need to displace some older data. And how to displace that data? That algorithm is replacement algorithm. So we can use FIFO or round robin. That means the data which came first will go out first. First come, first in, first out. So FIFO can be one strategy of replacement. So this is how the cache can be implemented using associative memory. Now here I discuss direct mapping. So we are implementing a cache now using a smaller RAM because associative memory is very expensive. It have match logic and other logics, so it is expensive. So we can implement a cache memory using a smaller RAM also. So how it is implemented, let us see. Here in my example, the main memory is having 32K words. That means 2 to the power 15 words. So address is 15-bit long and each word is having 12 bits. So data length is 12-bit. So what I'll do, I'll take a smaller cache having 512 words. Each word is having 12 bits. So data length will be 12 bits, but the address length of this cache will be 9 bits. So these are the octal representation. Each digit represents 3 bits. This 777 means 111, 7111, 111. So these octal representation of address, 9-bit address. In octal, 3 digits. Similarly, here the octal address is of 5 digits, which makes 15 bits. So whenever CPU will require something from main memory, it will give you a 15-bit address. So that 15-bit address is divided into two parts. MSB, most significant 6 bits, forms a tag, and the LSB 9 bits will form an index. So this index 9 bits will work as address of cache memory. Now you see here in this diagram that this is some memory location, main memory, 15-bit address, and this is data stored. So if CPU will demand this address, so these 9 bits, so these 3 digits of octal, these 9 bits, this is the index part. That index will act as address of cache memory. So here this is 000. So this is index of the cache memory, and this 00 is acting as tag. So that tag becomes the data of this cache memory. So the data of main memory 12 bits are this, and these tag bits 6 bits. So that 6 bit also stored as the data part. So this tag plus this total becomes 6 bit plus 12 bit, that is 18 bits. I hope you are getting that. Say if I am storing this data in cache, then this 02 is the tag and this 777 is index. So whenever this data is demanded by CPU, I will go to 777. Here I will see if my tag is matching 02. So this 02 tag will be matched with this. And if this is matching, I will come to know that yes, data is available in the cache memory and I will provide that data. What will happen if CPU demands 000777? This data is demanded. Then I will go to this 777. So I will go here 777. I will match this tag and this tag is not matched. So I will say that this is a miss. This is not a hit. Data is not available in cache. Then I will go to main memory and will bring data to the cache memory. So when a word is brought to the cache, the tag bits are stored with data bits. So tag bits are stored with data bit. For memory request by CPU, the index field is used as address of cache and tag bits are matched to confirm that the complete address data is available or not. So here I summarize that let there are 2 to the power k words in cache memory and 2 to the power n words in main memory. So k is 9 in our example, 2 to the power 9, that is 256 in cache, and 32k. So n is 15 in our example. So n bit memory address is divided into two fields, k bit of index and n minus k bit of tag. So direct mapping cache organization uses n bit address to access the main memory and k bit address or index to the access the cache memory that you have seen in this. So one significant disadvantage you can observe is that the two words with the same index in their address but with different tag value cannot reside in cache memory at the same time. So say here you see 00777, 01777, 02777. So index if same and tag is different, then these words cannot go simultaneously in this type of case. If we are implementing using direct mapping, then only one such word can reside in cache memory which is having same index but different tags. This is what I have said here. Two words with the same index in their address but with different tag value cannot reside in cache memory at the same time. Here we further discuss the this is the basic of this direct mapping. So further discussion includes block transferring. This you come here and see that, see, if this is the index of 9 bits, so I broken this index also in 6 bit of block and 3 bit of word. So this is 6 bit is block number and 3 bit is word number. So this tag is different thing. That tag is stored along with the data in cache memory. So say 01 is the tag, and this is the data, and this is the index part. So in index part, these two 00, 00, this is 6 bits of block. So this is a block 0. But here the 3 bits are used as a word. So 3 bits means one digit. Using 3 bits, we will write 000, 001, and so on. So that will become 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So those 3 bits of index are used as word number, and these 6 bits are used as block number. So this complete 8 byte 8 words block. So whenever we want to transfer data, we will transfer this 8 byte block itself. So 512 word cache can be divided into 64 blocks of 8 words each. The block number is of 6 bit field and the word within the block is 3 bit field. So this 000 to 007, this is one block. Then 010. Now you see that 01. So 01010101. So this block number 1 and 027. So this is what this second block. So in this way, we can assume that our memory is divided into 64 blocks of 8 words each. So these are the references. You please refer the books and read this material and try to learn what is the mapping, address mapping, and how it is done. So we have studied two methods today. One method we will take in next lecture. Thank you very much.